Right, welcome back to Exehaven Harbour. We're on an outside broadcast today. I've been painting the cabin. I guess it's sort of relevant to the model railway because this is where it lives. And today is Saturday. I've been going since Wednesday. I've got this end done and this side done now. And I'll walk you round up to this end. We've got the back wall to paint, and then my favourite bit is down here. There is enough room, but when you finished it you feel like Quasimodo, believe me. It's a bloody nightmare, but it's got to be done. And although this side is pretty well protected, it will get 2 coats, but I may not even finish this, oh, excuse the camera work, until we come back from holiday now. But I'm sick of it, to be fair. And but yeah, it's coming on all right. And I thought I'd just show you because I've mentioned it once or twice. And I've kept the same colour. We were going for another colour, but we just couldn't find the right shade of what we wanted. And I've had to get up on the roof for some of it, and I can't stand that now. Now I'm in my 60s. Many years ago I used to be a retained fireman for some time, and it never bothered me. But now it does. But that's where I'm at, and hopefully it's a good introduction to the next video. So, I'm working on the station roof. Now, the 2 end piece, or the 2 end parts of the building, so one of these, has one of these roofs already, and that's a tiled roof. And we're going to keep that as it is. But the other parts of the roof that fit across here, and across there, and across this section, have all got this type of sort of ribbed roof. Now, I thought about it, I've painted it, it looks okay, but it's not quite what I want. And I think to anglicise it a little bit more, I've made up these slate roof pieces out of the scale cast. Let me get a piece over. Scale cast slate roof, or slates. And we're going to use this as the roofing material, so I've cut them out to size. Now what I've done, I made up a mixture of black and white paint to make a grey, and it wasn't quite how I wanted it, so I went out and bought this. This is a Revel aqua colour, which is actually more of a wash than anything else. It's dust grey and it's matte. Well, it's not very matte. It's quite shiny. So, and as you see, it's a bit more noticeable on the sort of pyramid type roof. So what I'm going to do now is my famous trick. We're going to use a very watered down version of the concrete, and I'm going to paint that across, and we're going to see how that turns out. If it doesn't turn out, then I'm just going to have to find another sort of slate grey paint that I'm satisfied with. But I actually quite like how it looks. It's just the shininess that I'm not happy with. So that's my next move, and that's what I'll be doing. Right, so we're back at the layout. Well, at the layout, we're still building the station. Just back from my holiday in Greece, which has been fantastic. I have been procrastinating a bit about getting on with the station, not for any real reason. I need to get some lights for it, which I will do, and sort of being away and trying to get back into everything again has been, well, not difficult because I can't wait to get going again, but just slow because I've had so many things to catch up on when I get back. So the lights have been on my mind and how I'm going to put it together so that I can still get the lights in. So that is one thing, and because I've been procrastinating, I decided that I'm going to make a start on my station canopies. And I've got to say, these ratio station canopy kits are quite detailed actually. I mean, you can see the little brackets here have got lots of little detail in, and I've been painting them up in the southern region colours, and they've come out pretty well actually. And you've got to bear in mind these are very small, so I've managed to get that southern green around like the top of the, what do they call them? Here we go again, filming again, forget everything. The valance. I've got the green around the top of the valance and then the cream around there. And I decided to do the brackets in green as well. So they've all got to be stuck together. These are the roofs of the canopy. Now I intend, and although they don't go quite the way across there, but they do fit in there quite nicely, and that's what we're going to do, is just put that in there and have a couple of canopies either side. So that should give the station that little bit of anglicising that I'm looking for. The chimneys have got to go on, and the chimneys are chimneys as such, but the chimney pots don't look British, so they'll have a British chimney pot put on the top. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to get on with these now, and then I'm going back to the station. I'm going to start gluing it together in a way that I can still get to put the lights in. So and I'm still deciding on where to put the lights. I'm not going to put them everywhere. There are suggestions, I think, in the kit, but I'm not 100% sure about that now. It's been a long time since I looked at the instructions, so we'll see about that. But there will definitely be a light in here. There'll be some lights on the other side, probably because that's station side, and you'll see nearer the time how we're going to do that. I've got a plan for fixing this station building in. It won't be platform side, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. So I'll be back to you in a bit. Right, okay, so we're moving along a little bit. It's a couple of days later. I've got these bits in here and here. It hasn't been without its issues. Kind of me really. Where I've painted or given the concrete wash over here, I didn't quite get into that gap, but for some time I was thinking that was the straight line to put the wall in, and it just didn't quite work out. So for some reason I didn't get quite to the wall when I painted the cement wash, which made it look like it wasn't in line. That's what I'm trying to say. And eventually I've now figured it that it is, but that because I'd actually glued it in to that line, and then of course when I went to put the roof on, it didn't quite want to fit right, so so we had to take it apart again. But as it's turned out, everything's okay. This bit in here, which appears to be unpainted right in the corner, there's a down pipe, a drain pipe that goes in there, so that'll cover that up. I'm now just about to fix in the lobby, and that's just got to all be glued in, and the steps have gone in now as well. So you know, I'm leaving a little gap between excuse me, gluing different sections, and it's coming on slowly but surely. So let's give you a view of that side. I think as well the southern region colours look quite good, quite like that. So that's where we're at really. So I shall come back to you when I've got a bit further. Right, so we have got a bit further. As you'll see, the roofs have gone on. They're not stuck down yet, and that'll be waiting for the lights. But I've added the canopies, as you can see. They are technically a bit high, but I couldn't get them any lower anyway, because otherwise they'd have gone across the tops of the windows. So they're quite a high canopy, as you can tell by the bus, but I think it still works quite well, and to my eye it looks great. As you can see, I've been putting some of the station signs on, and there's all the types of advertising for places to go. At the front here there's a couple of timetables, and along here the same. These are from Sankey Scenics, these signs, so you can get them custom made obviously by what we've got here. I've put one on that end as well. I haven't put one on the other end because that'll be sort of facing the wall, and there'll be no real need to do that. But I'm really pleased how that's turned out, and I'm running out of time really, because I want to get this video out by Friday. I wanted to get it sort of in situ on the layout, but I haven't really got time. What I'm going to do is show you what the next steps are, and we'll take that from there. So I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, so the other things that I've been working on for the roofs of the station are the chimney pots. So that's where I've got with those. I'm working on, well, these are the chimney stacks, and I'm working on the pots as well, and I'm probably going to make them out of cocktail sticks. I've got a couple of prepared, but I haven't cut them into shape. They've just been painted brown, and we'll get those stuck on at some point soon, so they can come out of the base. So my next jobs are these two things. This set of steps, I'm gonna make that, and then obviously the overall roof. So that's where I'm going after, really, this video. There we go, slightly better shot of it. And I'll probably try and do a little running session this evening. I've got a couple of trains set up, but I just need to get the time to get in the cabin and do it. So that's where we're at, and I'll come back to you towards the end of the running session. Oh, and one other thing before I forget, I've bought 2 of these footbridge kits, Metcalf. These will be customised to some degree, and these will lead from the main station across and down into what will be the customs hall, and the customs hall, I think I'm going to have to scratch build that, so we'll have a look at that at some point soon. I'm not quite made up my mind what that's going to be like yet, but it could be similar to the sort of terminal that they had, the station kind of terminal at Southampton for the cruise ships. So that's still in my thoughts at the moment. That's what I'm kind of working on in the back of my mind, how I'm going to work that. But yeah, so we're going to use this, and I think I'm going to need the 2 kits one way or another to get right across, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. See what I did there? Okay, so I'll come back to you after the running session. Right, so as you can see, we've got the Class 24 and the Class 33 running. This is the Class 24 on the full freight. If I can pan back and get most of that in, there we go. We'll cross over the bridge. Class 33 coming across as well, be tiny. Class 33 has got a mixed rate really, and I know it probably shouldn't really be pulling Western Region coaches, but I'm sure at some point one did somewhere as a favour. But just for the purposes of doing a little running session, I decided to have two green diesels that are kind of similar looking in many respects. Both of these very good pullers. Class 33 is a real goer actually. This one, you know, is on a very low speed step, and the Class 24 will catch up with that. It's not quite so quick, but again it's a strong puller, and you know, it's got a pretty hefty rake on there. It would probably do more, but I wouldn't have thought either of these would do much more than what they've got. But they are classed, as far as I'm concerned, as a full rake. They've been running pretty well. The sort of parcels wagon at the back of the Class 33 there has been derailing on one point here and there. It's the only one that does it. Check the wheels, they seem fine. I've turned it round and it seems to be working alright again, so it'll probably prove me wrong now, because this is the point that it doesn't like. But there you go, it's over that. And it's been round about 3 or 4 times now, so hopefully that solved that problem. I couldn't see anything wrong with the actual point itself, but again, this is why we're at this stage. We're testing, and that's what it's kind of all about, really. But in general, the track is pretty good. Again, I haven't cleaned it. You know, it's I've been watching Ian's Engo's channel, hello Ian, about the track cleaner. I find it a fascinating subject that's been going on for quite some time, and I generally use the I bought one of the softer track rubbers from Gauge Master, and but again, I haven't really used it that much. But I have got some of the WD-40 contact cleaner that I plan to use. Specialist contact cleaner, you can probably see it up there at the back here at the warehouse. But looking forward to how that no oxide works out over a year or so. I think Ian may be testing it for. So yeah, so that sort of kind of rounds up this video, really. It's taken a little bit to get back into after my holidays, not because I've lost my mojo or anything, it's just because I'm catching up with everything. Poor old mum has had to go into hospital to have a little operation, which that's been sorted out as well, which has taken up a little bit of my time, but she seems to be well enough now. So I'm going to leave you there. There's one other thing that I'm going to show you. We'll let the Class 24 run its way round there. Something that I got done for the Exehaven Harbour station. And you'll see just over there we've got 3 lengths of wood on the top there. There's another length down there. This is going to form the platforms. I had these done by a company called Plastic Sheets, believe it or not, but do lots of different things, and I decided to make them out of wood. They're 9mm ply. I can't cut them that accurate. Excuse me, over that sort of length. I haven't really got the equipment to do it. So I decided I haven't done it. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was about £17, including postage and packing, for the 4 pieces. And you just basically tell them the size you want, and it gets cut for you. So, you know, if like me, you haven't quite got all. I mean, I've got saws and stuff, but I just can't get it as accurate as that. So that's why I decided to go down that route. So thanks again for all the support. I'm really enjoying doing the station project. Like I say, I haven't lost my mojo at all. In fact, on holiday I was laying back on the old sun lounger and trying to think out how it's all going to work out. So it's sort of slowly coming together in my mind, and we'll see how that finally turns out. So I'm going to leave you with the Class 33 crossing over the bridge. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers everybody.